Hello and welcome to Mechwarrior 5 Clans. I'm Shadow Coast. In this video we are going to do the Nova Supreme DPS build. That's right, we're taking on the Nova. We're going to optimize it and make it the highest DPS mech you're going to be able to get early, mid-ish game. I believe you can pick up the Nova, I want to say around level 4 or 5. I don't quite remember, and I don't think it really tells us on the unlock menu, so I'm not sure, but you get a pretty early game. So without further ado, let's head over to our mech bay and customize this bad boy. Now I am going to keep this on Ezra. One thing to note is you want to look at your Mechwarrior skills. Jaden's good with the energy range, but Ezra is going to be even better because you get energy range and energy cooldown, which is what we want. You could make an argument for some heat management on Naomi and or Mia, but Ezra is by and far your laser energy boat. If you are going to optimize and min-max this, make sure you grab medium mech affinity as well as Nova on Ezra. You can grab both or grab Nova, which will really help you optimize this build. Alright, so we have the Nova on Ezra here, and now we are going to customize it. Now, this is really important. I want you to take a second to orient yourself to the stats on the right, because we're going to see how these change. So we'll call this out, right? Firepower 114, armor 381, cooling 3.6, heat capacity 66, max range 900, and 23.3 DPS. We are going to optimize our DPS to increase it in this build, so let's get to it. Now first off, what we are going to do is we're going to take a look at the ER medium laser. Now you see the, I guess, numbers in yellow-ish, I guess, to the right. Those are driven by research. That does not include Ezra's bonuses. Those are kind of applied at deployment. So you see here, I have done research on ER lasers. This will apply to all my lasers, but just want to call out that difference. We're going to actually take a look at either one. It doesn't matter. They'll scale accordingly for both. Now, if we take a look at the ER medium laser, you can see here damage is 7.7 with the upgrades and 1.59 DPS per second over there in the middle. We go to the ER small laser, extended range small laser, you see it's 1.81. So that is a significant increase. Now, there's some other weapons that do higher DPS. However, we're going to go for quantity because the more weapons we have and the faster we can fire them, the more DPS output we're going to do overall. Now, one of the important things here is to think about the damage and rate of fire, because that is going to determine our DPS. The reason the ER small laser does more damage per second, even though it does lower hard damage at 5.5 compared to the 7.7, is because we can fire it more often. You see rate of fire is 19.75 versus 12.37. So the first thing we're going to do here to build our DPS Supreme Nova is we're going to load it up with lasers, ER small lasers. So let's just do this. And to maximize this build, you're going to want to prioritize research. We can take a look at that if it's helpful here in a second. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take off all my medium lasers and replace them with ER small lasers. This is going to do a couple things. First of which is actually going to make us a lot lighter. So you see we have 6 tons left. Now we're going to go over to the right torso and select an Omnipod. And I'm going to go with the ER small laser. So let's confirm this, and then we have to go back and apply it. So you unlock it, then you apply it. Now, one of the things I just want to note here is when we look at the ER small laser, it is at 0.5 tons or half a ton. When we look at the pulse laser, small pulse lasers, that's 1 ton. And you can see damage per second 1.25 versus the 1.81. Now, it is important because I have done research for extended range lasers, which is different than pulse lasers. So as you do your research If you really love pulse lasers, you should focus your research there, or vice versa to optimize. I would argue the ER small laser is better overall, and that is because in general they have a longer range than the pulse lasers. So in my opinion, they're just better. Now we're going to go ahead, we've already applied that. On that torso, we're just going to go ahead and take advantage of our other torso, the left torso. Now we are going to select the AMS and medium laser slot. Yeah, this one right here. NVAA pod. A for AMS. We're going to actually get rid of the AMS here, and we're going to put in another ER small laser. Now, if we take a step back here, we now have, I believe, 6, 12, 14 small, or ER extended range small lasers, which is going to be fantastic. And you can see here our DPS is increased. So our base, these are our base numbers, and we're seeing how things go up and down. Our range is going down, our DPS is going up. But we still have 7 pounds to apply, so let's get to it. One of the things we're going to want to do is make sure we are increasing our cooling capacity, and the best way we can do that is actually apply double heatsink. So I'm going to add a double heatsink on this side, add a double heatsink on this side. There we go. Why is it being slow? And hold on. There we go. We can add 2. I'm not sure why it's glitching out here. It's supposed to just add it, but it's being ornery and being slow. Now for this AMS pod up here, I'm actually going to put standard armor in there because we can, and we still have 2 spots. So over here I'm going to put standard armor 1 ton, because we're going to beef up our guy a little bit, and I believe we have 1 ton left and a general slot in the middle, so 1 more standard armor. So I'm just going to take a look to make sure I'm optimized. I have 6 out of 6, 6 out of 6, 2 out of 2, 2 out of 2 for all the hard points. We are good, and we are going to save changes and take a look. Now, let's take a look here and see what the trade-offs were. For our firepower, I believe we were at, and I took an image of this before, 114. So we dropped our firepower by 14. However, we increased our armor from 381 to 429. And that'll be important because we are now a brawler mech, so we're going to want more armor. Our cooling increased from 3.6 to 4, which allows us to stay cooler. Our heat capacity went from 66 to 70, so a slight increase. We did take a massive hit on our range, where we were on average 900, and now we're only at 600. But look at this, 28.8. This is significantly up from 23.3, which will be important. Now, keep in mind that these will be further adjusted by your Mechwarriors, right? And obviously from research. So just real quick, I just want to call out something here in research. Available, completed research. You're going to see I have ER Laser Range 2, which increases the range. ER Laser Damage 2, which increases our damage. And then I have ER Laser Heat, which decreases our heat. So you can see out of all the things, an ER Laser cooldown. So these are modifying my ER large lasers. You want to make sure you're staying consistent in your research and optimizing it if you are going to go for a bunch of laser boats with extended range lasers. Now let's actually see this guy in action, because it's all good and fun to make the mech, but it doesn't mean anything if it doesn't hold up in combat. So let's go ahead and deploy into the Simpod. So again, just want to call out for Ezra, energy range, energy cooldown. This cooldown is going to let us shoot faster and more often. We have our affinity unlocks from medium and nova, so we're doubling up here. Let's get to it. We're going to the Simpod, and I think we should do Turtle Bay Assault, because we're going to take out and melt several assault mechs, including a Atlas and Stalker. So we're just overweight here. So we're going to launch simulation. and we're going to be playing as Ezra in our Nova laser boat. Now, I tested this out once, and it worked surprisingly well, which is why I created this video in the first place. So here we go. We're just going to do a couple things here. We're going to do right torso. Alright. Nope. Why didn't I set this up
We're
right?
with you, Star Commander. Cobalt 1, I have eyes on
Right
multiple
arm,
hostiles approaching. The
right
14th are
torso.
sending in tanks and VTOLs.
Okay. Now, why won't it confirm it? Sorry. Sometimes this glitches out and it drives me. Nope. Oh, that time I misclicked. It's embarrassing. Okay. We're going to.
Target destroyed.
Well, that guy didn't last very long.
Just turn them to dust.
I don't want to hit
They
my
just
own
got a
guy.
taste
We're
of
going to have
hard
plenty of
power.
enemies. Now you're going to see this is a very heat efficient mech. We're going to be able to fire numerous times. We're going to.
That is not saying much.
We're actually going to just place our star on the ridge so they kind of support, and then they allow us to get up close and personal.
Target destroyed.
These guys are going to be hard to really determine and show you just how great this mech is. We're going to need some much.
Cobalt, do not advance out into the open. Stay back and hit these turrets at range with us.
I
Just sit
hear
back and
you.
enjoy the show, Star Captain. We will show
Yeah.
you how it is done.
You sit back and enjoy
Our
the
claws
show.
are sharp, Star Commander. We are here to shed blood too.
Alright, well, we're gonna hopefully light up some mechs here. Don't bomb me. It's the last thing I need. I thought. Okay, maybe I can't. I'm trying to rush it. Oh, there we go. There we go. That's what we were looking for.
New hostile detected.
Alright. It's probably not good for me to be. I think I overextended myself. I don't want to take too much damage.
14th Mechs in attack range.
The goal here is just to show
Not holding anything
how
back.
much we can output.
They have the numbers, but we have the spear and weapons.
You should make quick work of
And
them.
the goal is to not take too much damage because I want to take out the two assaults.
Destroyed. New hostile
Alright, so we
detected.
want to get into range. 388 is kind of our range here. For optimal, we're going to do damage from further away.
Target
You
destroyed.
can see that we can melt these guys pretty quick. You're going to see the cooling's pretty good.
Target destroyed. New target.
The heat efficiency here is way better than the heat efficiency of the 12 medium lasers.
Target.
So
destroyed.
overall, you're going to do more damage because you're not going to have to wait for the cooling, because the ER small lasers generate less heat. We have more heat sinks, which is nice. Now I took a lot of damage there because I just let 4 of them kind of come at me, which was a mistake.
New hostile detected.
And so we're gonna come over here and we're gonna try to isolate the Atlas, I think. Let's just make sure the those guys don't chase us. And we're gonna come over to the hill, and this is probably gonna be dumb, and I'll get myself blown up. But I just wanna. Oh, please don't take out the.
Target.
Okay, where's the Atlas?
Weapon system.
Is the Atlas dead? Are you kidding me? The entire the Atlas is still there. Okay, well we're going to try to solo,
Weapon system destroyed. Weapon system
and of course
destroyed.
I lost the weapon system.
Destroyed. Weapon system
Well,
destroyed.
the stalker was in good shape, and we took out the stalker,
Destroyed.
and even
Destroyed. New target.
even with the
Weapon system.
half my arms gone,
Active artillery cannons firing on your position.
you can see here
Yeah,
we
are
can just
detecting that.
melt the enemy mech. Now we had help from our lance,
Clear of those impacts.
and that was not good because I just got myself blown up by artillery. But you can see the laser boat here. I don't have
This
any.
is just the beginning.
I don't think there are any mods yet, so we can't see our overall damage output. But we're definitely doing more damage. We can use lasers more consistently. Now, in reality, on a mission like this, we could still sit back and do damage from range, because right now the range says 388, but if we looked at it before, we know that our range is significantly longer, given upgrades as well as bonuses to piloting skills. So 388 was kind of the optimal range. We could still probably, I think, do decent damage at the 500 to 600 range. So just keep that in mind. And then with the upgrades, I don't think they flow through to what it says on the right here, which is a little bit obnoxious because we know that it's going to be a much longer range, especially playing as Ezra here. So hopefully you found this video helpful. Let me know what you think of this Nova dominant build. I didn't really play that well, taking extra damage going out there rogue, but just wanted to showcase how often we can fire our weapons, keep them cycled, and maximize our damage. This is the Nova Domination ER small laser build. Thanks for watching and hope to see you in future videos. Shadow Coast out.